Hi guys, welcome to the Truth Seekers channel. Today I'm gonna do a part for the first writings of Lilith, and it's called the Gilgamesh and the Huluppu Tree. It's a reconstructed Sumerian text by Samuel and Kramer from 1938. Text and translation. Alright, on top you will see the Sumerian texts there, and from the people of ancient Mesopotamia, and below is a translation. So keep in mind, these people are from like 5,000 years ago. They don't know, these are our ancestors. They would not know what an alien spacecraft is, or a flying vehicle, or how to describe it. So when they see things that they cannot describe with words that they know, they will use different words or symbolism. So with that in mind, let's go into the text. After heaven had moved away from earth, after earth had been separated from heaven, so something happens, heaven moved away from earth. So it could be like there was another spaceship came to earth and then moved away, maybe the planet Nibiru or the spacecraft Nibiru. After the name of mankind had been fixed, so mankind was fixed, they made man. You can read all this, about this in the Enuma Elish and other Sumerian texts where they created mankind. After Anu had carried off unto himself the heaven, so the leader of the aliens, the Anunnakis, flew away with his spacecraft. After Enlil had carried off unto himself the earth, so Enlil stayed to earth. And after Ereshkigal had been presented as a gift to the Netherworld, so there was also a Netherworld, and there they placed Ereshkigal. After he had set sail, so after the father for the Netherworld had set sail, after Enki for the Netherworld had set sail, and the king, for the king the small ones stormed, for Enki the large ones stormed. So there was like a power movement, a political movement, and everybody like got divided in certain parts of Earth, sky, and the Netherworld. Its small ones being ... something stones, its large one being something stones, at the keel of the Tur boat of Enki. So at the boat, they would like describe the boat is often the spacecraft, the spaceship of Enki. And then ... like a raging storm fall, for the king the water had the head of the boat. So it looks like there was a crash landing. Like a jackal devours, for Enki the water at the rear of the boat, like a lion strikes down. So the ship had like a heavy crash landing in the water, and the water spills up. On that day a tree, a Huluppu Tree, a tree on the bank of the pure Euphrates, it had been planted. So there was a big tree in the neighborhood. They went toward the tree, or they planted trees, or Huluppu Tree was symbolic to the base station. The Euphrates was its drinking water. The south wind plucked at its base, tore at its crown. The Euphrates on its water carried it off. A lady walking in fear at the word of Anu, walking in fear at the word of Enlil. So there was a lady or somebody that feared Enlil and Anu, so she seized the tree in her hand and brought it to Uruk. So someone was on a mission, they were had to do something for Anu and Enlil. To pure Inanna, holy garden, thou shalt bring it. So the holy garden of Inanna was the Eden, the laboratory of Eden, where they were looking into the Adam and Eve humans that they made. I think they planted the tree there. The lady tended the tree with her hand. She let it stand at her foot. The lady tended the tree with her hand, and when at last shall I have a holy throne that I may sit on it? Concerning it she said, when at last shall I have a holy bed that I may lie on it? The tree grew large, but she could not cut off its bark. Question mark, question mark, question mark. So maybe symbolic for the area or a base or a camp. She was like having a big social group, and its base the snake who knows no charm. At its base the snake who knows no charm had set up for itself a nest. So now the snake comes into play, and the snake lives at the base of the tree, or at this foundation. In its crown the zoo bird had placed his young. There was now a zoo bird placed his young. Maybe the zoo bird could be the name of a spacecraft. In its midst Lilith had built for herself a house. So there was a house built in the middle. So this is like the head office. The ever-shouting maid, the rejoicer of all hearts, the pure Inanna, how she weeps. So Inanna was not happy with this situation. At the break of day, as the horizon became light, part missing, Lady Inanna to Gilgamesh speaks. Now Gilgamesh enters the story. After the land had been saturated with floodwaters, after Anu had carried off unto himself the heaven, in the matter concerning which his sister had spoken to him, in that matter her brother, the hero Gilgamesh, stood by her. Armor weighing as much as 50 minas he fastened at his waist. That which weighed as much as 50 minas he treated like 30 shekels. His bronze axe, his axe of the road, his axe of 7 talents and 7 minas he seized in his hand. At its base he smote the snake who knows no charm. In its crown the zoo bird took its young and brought it to the mountain. In its midst Lilith destroyed her house. So here they mention Lilith. And escapes to the desert places. He escaped to the desert places. The tree he plucked at its base, he tore it at its crown. The sons of a city who had accompanied him cut down its crown. Unto the pure Inanna for her throne he gives it, for her bed he gives it. He its base into his paku he makes, its crown into his miku he makes. Well, that was the story of Gilgamesh and the Huluppu Tree, where he defeats Lilith. Well, this is a great text to read. You can put it into different contexts. Let me know what you think about it and what you think about Lilith in this text. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.